All right, it's 9:45 on September 4th, 2022, and we're back in the yuck again. Warm and humid today, actually kind of hot and humid today. And you can see the haze and the cirrus and the bad air quality and the humidity and some thunderstorms popping up, but none of that were in our area, unfortunately. If we look at the radar right now, you'll see that the thunderstorms have pretty much been over. Yeah, you can see they keep forming over central New Jersey and then moving moving out into the water and then dissipating, unfortunately. However, the good news is, from what I've seen of the models, it looks like we may finally get some decent rains around here, maybe. It's hard to get my hopes up for anything, but hopefully we'll finally see some decent rains. Now, if we go to the Ventus sky here, we can rewind the radar to earlier this evening, and you can see these storms here, 6 o'clock. So they kind of popped up right over there off central New Jersey. So it looks like just north of the Atlantic Highlands there. And you can see that there was a pretty decent cell that was over New York Harbor right around 8:30, and then it kind of dissipated. Did wind up getting a picture of that cell, actually, from Belmore, believe it or not. So we'll take a look at that right now. So here you go. This is what it looked like here. There's that cell over New York Harbor right there. Yeah, another look at it there. And one more look at it here. You can see there's the cell. I was kind of looking to see if there was any lightning. I didn't see much. Maybe there was some, but I didn't wind up seeing it. But a beautiful cumulonimbus cloud nonetheless. And then it kind of just dissipated as we got toward the time now. Now it's gone. So you can see it's kind of dissipated. But there are more cells that have popped up off to the west as we deal with the slow-moving front that is going to slowly sink into our area, especially toward tomorrow night. Looking at the weather map here, you will see, once again, the west is dealing with all these red flag warnings and excessive the heat advisories and stuff, because they're going to be dealing with more heat again as they have been dealing with. I mean, for instance, it's 100 in Rome. That's Rome. I think that's Oregon. Look at this, 102 in Bakersfield. And if you look at the kind of conditions they had to deal with in Bakersfield today, and they have power shortages and stuff. Not just there. Look at this, 106. And I believe Death Valley yesterday hit their all-time September record of 127 degrees. So, yeah, this is some incredible heat here. 109 at Blythe. Let's see if we can find L.A. here in this sea of heat. All right, that's Chino. Let's see. 91 at Burbank. 93 at... Where's L.A.? I'm kind of clicking right around L.A. here. I know it's right around here. Hard to see when they have everything shaded so deep in purple. These are all red flag warnings and heat advisories. Well, we have Burbank, so 91 at Burbank. And you can see here that, yeah, it was pretty hot. Actually hit 100, oh my God. 109 in Burbank. That is insane. That's got to be a record. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. It's not supposed to get that hot there. That is insane. You have to go right along the coast. We're going to talk about this western heat because it's pretty remarkable. You have to go right along the shore. You got to remember they have mountains that go, the sea breeze can't really get in that far. So let's see. If you look, for instance, at Capistrano Beach here, let's see what they had right on the water. Yeah, they were only in the 80s. Humid, though. Look at these dew points. Very high dew points as well. Very remarkable for California. Very unusual. Catalina even getting into the 80s. Still in the 80s. Even now. Even Catalina, they're surrounded by the ocean. Look at this. They got it into midnight. They almost hit 100. Did they hit 100 today? I think they came pretty damn close. And Catalina Island, man. I didn't think it would get that hot out there. That's pretty crazy. So this is the kind of heat that they're dealing with here. Let's see where Flagstaff stands. I don't think they're not dealing with any of the bad heat. I don't see them in any heat advisories. Let's see how they stand. We can get the information up. Yeah, no, they're avoiding it because, again, they have the elevation that kind of protects them. But, I mean, some of these, 103, I mean, this is crazy kind of heat. And you go up to the north, and it's still hot here. 100 degrees, and again, Rome. Looks like it's cooled off a little bit as we go further to the north here into parts of Washington here. It was hotter earlier, but it looks like they still got these red flag warnings. Yeah, 'cause it's 86 with a dew point of 30. So, I mean, and the Pacific Northwest is cooling down because there was a system that did bring down some cool air, but it's just remarkable how hot it is there. It's just remarkable. Let's go take a look at Los Angeles' weather service because I want to see if they have any record reports here, if they talk about the record heat. And there could be isolated showers and thunderstorms, and this is the problem, is could cause flash flooding, but the lightning could also start fires as well. So that's another concern that they have there. They don't really show their social media, all that. They don't really show that their social media posts here in a window like we do. But let's see, excessive heat. Let's see if they actually did break a record there at Burbank, because that's incredible. I can't. Let's see, social media one stop. All right, here we go. Twitter. Here we go. Stunning overnight low temperatures. Many states 80s common. Let's see, excessively long duration heat wave. All right, some of these are old posts. Here's another one here. Severe thunderstorm for LA. So they've had some severe thunderstorms in LA. This is very unusual for Los Angeles to have this kind of weather. This is like Texas weather. So, yeah, I don't know if lots of convective activity. Here's a little bit of a loop here I can kind of talk about. I have to talk about this because this is very remarkable. Yeah, this is kind of the thunderstorms that they've been dealing with. This is incredible. This is highly abnormal. Highly abnormal. Just really very, very disturbing. It's all part of what we're dealing with as we deal with the climate under crisis. Let me go back to the map here. We're going to go back, focus on our area and the kind of day we had today, which doesn't seem so bad in comparison to what they're dealing with there. So right now, 75, dew point is 72, so the humidity is back, 75 at Islip. And looking at the kind of day we had, unless you were on the shore, you got into the upper 80s, close to 90 in certain areas. Let's see what they got up to. Mid-80s there in Islip, but some of the areas got even higher than that. Good mix of clouds and sun, hazy sunshine. And, dealing with that humidity today as we're dealing with here. Looking at the dew points here, you'll see dew points are all mostly 70 or greater. And obviously upper 70s in the city. 76 over there in Carl Place, however, yeah, in the alley. Yeah, it's near 80. It's hot in that alley, I'm telling you. So you get to the nice neighborhood, it just hits you like you're walking into an oven. You feel like you're going to faint. But yeah, most areas are in the mid-70s. It's not too bad, except, of course, in my neighborhood where it's like being in the middle of the city. Even hotter than LaGuardia, 78. Jeez Louise. Anyway, could play the sound bite, but I'm not gonna. Or I'll do it myself. Yeah, well, I hate this place. It's too hot. Anyway, I hate the heat. I'm gonna die. All right. God, it's even cooler in Tom's River. Well, it's 75 there. Let's go and take a look at the highs for the day. Let me get those highs up here on the screen in a minute. Here we go. So you can see mid-80s across Long Island, but closer to the upper 80s here as you get into the, further north, upper 80s. So much cooler. I noticed the difference today once you got to the South Shore. It was 90. There you go. So it hit 90 here. 90 at LaGuardia, 89 at Central Park. Meanwhile, if you're on the South Shore, you only got to the low 80s, and it was a lot better. I'll tell you, once I got off that 40-41 bus and I got down to Freeport, it was like 10 degrees cooler versus Mineola. Looks like I got to around 90 in Tom's River as well. Could also go look at the underground site as well, and we can take a look and see just a sample of what it was like in my area versus the South Shore. So we'll pick this station here. And so 75 right now, and so the high was 89. You can see it's pretty hot all day, all afternoon. It didn't start dropping until later in the afternoon. That's when we started seeing some effects from the sea breeze, I guess. But again, if you're on the South Shore, and let's go to Wantagh, my old hometown. Yeah, I grew up in Wantagh. Not allowed to live in the town I grew up in. That's pretty sad, right? 75. Let's see what's the 75 and So it was 84 there, and a lot cooler. Yeah, by the time got into the afternoon, it's dropping into the low 80s already. It's much better, much more comfortable, much more easy to deal with versus being away from the ocean. You're just gonna die in the heat. It's pretty horrible. Yeah, I hate the heat. I hate the heat. Well, somebody's gonna say he loves the heat. Well, you can come live here in Mineola and see how much you like it. It doesn't cool off at night. Even if you're living in Carolina, at night it cools off. It just doesn't cool off here, and that's what makes it so ridiculously uncomfortable. It stays warm right through the night. It just doesn't cool off. So let's shift to the tropics now, because we have activity in the tropics now that we covered today's weather. All right, we have some activity here. We have Earl, and we have Danielle, and we have another disturbance over here. Let's first talk about Danielle here. So this is the cone for Danielle, and like I said, its remnants could wind up hitting the United Kingdom. Here's the map. It's pretty crazy, right? But you'll see why Danielle is such an intense storm when we go over these water temperature anomalies, which we're going to do again. It's barely moving, though, north of 2 miles an hour. So maximum sustained winds now 85 miles an hour. It's going through a strengthening phase now. All right. So let's go to the discussion. Actually, this is the forecast, the public advisor. Here we go. So Danielle gradually strengthens and turns northward as of 5 p.m. Its location, 38.5 north, 45.1 west, about 950 miles west of the Azores. Maximum sustained winds are 85 miles an hour, moving north at 2 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure, 979 millibars to 8.91 inches. That's pretty deep. So her maximum sustained winds have increased to 85 miles an hour, and gradual strengthening is forecast through Monday. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 25 miles from the center. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 105 miles from the center. All right, so let's go take a look at Danielle. We're going to go here. I can take a look at it on the satellite here. I mean, this is remarkable considering where this storm is. It's got a pretty big eye, too. You got to remember where the storm is. All right, if we go back to the MODIS satellite, you'll see right here where it is. Go to the MODIS satellite. Look at that. There it is, right there. Look at how far north it is. All right, look at how far north that is. That's extremely remarkable. That is very remarkable, actually. And the reason why is because of the ridiculously high sea surface temperatures in this area. So if we go look at the sea surface temperatures here, sea surface temperature anomaly, look what we see where Danielle is. Look at these bright yellows here. And I'm talking these bright yellows, we have waters that are 11 degrees above normal. You can see that. We'll just make that a little, hopefully you can see that there. 11.9 degrees above normal. 10.8. This is above normal. This is a temperature anomaly. This whole area is, look at this, 14.1 15 degrees above normal. This is right just north of where Danielle is. So this is the kind of heat, and that it's well above normal. And this is the kind of thing where the United Kingdom is going to start seeing hurricanes and tropical systems because of climate change. This is one thing that you're going to see now. All right. So that actually gives us a sea surface temperature, an actual sea surface temperature of nearly 70 degrees. This is off Newfoundland, all right, maybe 200 miles off Newfoundland. So that's pretty crazy to see. And then if you go a little bit further south, look at the 77-degree water temperatures. Look at how far north this extends. 70, near 80, off freaking Nova Scotia by 150 miles. This is what I'm talking. This is crazy heat in the ocean here. This is something we need to be concerned about because that means that these kind of temperatures here can support a hurricane, and they are. You go a little closer to Long Island, and it's in the mid-70s, 76, 77. It's still above normal. The water is very warm. So this is why we're seeing Danielle becoming such a powerhouse, and it's incredible. And of course, she's not the only storm out there. And again, here you go. Here's a look at it on the MODIS satellite here. We'll see if we get a different view of it. There you go. Look at that. That is great presentation there on that storm. And let's actually go to a different loop here. I think we can go. Let's go to the visible high res here. I know it kind of faded. I have to go back. I don't think it goes back far enough, unfortunately. I would love to show the visible. Hold on. Maybe there is a visible true color zoomed out. Okay, here you go. This is like the true color one. Look at that. Look at the convection there just blowing up. Look at where this storm is. It's remarkable. It really is. I can't stop talking about it because it's so remarkable. I wish it would go back a little more. I wish we could move this satellite loop back We do have the other satellite loop, which I could possibly, let's see if we can, storms, Danielle, okay, here. And this way we can get a better loop of this. Here you go. All right, so here's storm, and we just want to do a longer loop of this. You can see, I just want to show you what it looks like during the day. Look at that convection there. It's just incredible to see this. It really is incredible. It's unbelievable. So I can't stop talking about it because, to be honest with you, it's something I've never seen. Look at that big eye, too. So far north. What are we going to have, hurricanes in the Arctic next? It's crazy. Something we all need to be very concerned about. All right. So now that we're done with Hurricane Danielle, let's talk about Earl. And this is Earl right now. And luckily with Earl, its track is also taking it out, more or less out to sea, though it could brush Bermuda, I guess. And it keeps it a tropical storm, and then it does eventually strengthen into a hurricane, and then a major hurricane. So this is going to be a big one. Again, it's got plenty of water, upper level high. The conditions are really perfect for this thing to become a monster, but fortunately, it stays out to sea. However, we can still see some rough surf from that, I think. So let's take a look at the latest on Earl. Latest public advisory on Earl. Earl resumes a slow northwestward motion. Ongoing rains could result in flooding, impacting Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and northern Leeward Islands through tonight. As of 5 p.m., location 20 north, 65.2 west, about 110 miles north of St. Thomas, about 850 miles south of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds of 50 miles an hour, moving northwest at 5 miles an hour. Minimum sun suppression 998 millibars, 29.47 inches. Earl's resuming this slow northwestward motion, and a gradual turn to the north-northwest is anticipated to begin tomorrow, followed by a north-northeastward turn later this week. And the extent of the winds goes out to 105 miles from the center. So now let's go and look at the Tropical Tidbit site, which I might have removed from here. I don't know where it is. Let's see. Here, let's get back to this because we got another storm out there. Current storms. Select a different storm. We're going to look at Earl now. So this is Earl right here. It looks like Earl is starting to get its act together. You can see lots of convection there. It's pretty much blossoming all over here. And you can see the rains that are trying to spread over Puerto Rico. Luckily, the storm is missing Puerto Rico. But still, this is going to be quite a storm once it gets going, I'm sure. And if we, again, look at the models for this, which I should have done with Danielle as well, we'll have to look at that. You will see here are the models. And again, it does make that turn to the north-northeast. Those are the spaghetti models. Your intensity guidance, look at this. Quite a few developed this thing into a Category 3, and a few even bring it up to a Category 4. So this is going to become a monster. Luckily, it stays out to sea, but still, it's a potential. Here's a GEPS ensembles here. So luckily, it stays out to sea, but it's got warm water all the way through. This thing's going to set records. Honestly, I think it's going to become a Cat 4, maybe even a Cat 5 with those warm waters. It's really just incredible. So let me go back to Danielle here. Did forget to look at the spaghetti models here for this, and you can see, look at this. I mean, it's incredible to see a hurricane that far north. This is your intensity guidance, and again, a lot of them keep it at Cat 2 levels, and it stays a hurricane for quite a while, and then eventually, gradually starts to weaken maybe out to a tropical storm eventually. By the time it gets to England, the United Kingdom, it probably will, but still, I mean, you're not supposed to see tropical storms in the United Kingdom. It's ridiculous. Here's another look at some GEFS ensembles. You can see a lot of them take it. Some of them take it toward Iceland or Greenland. Yeah, tropical system in Greenland. Hey, anything's possible. And if that happens, boy, could say goodbye to a lot of the ice up there. And that's going to be a big problem for those people living on the South Shore, isn't it? So let's go take a look at the models next and take a look at the week ahead, obviously. The good news is we will be seeing some rain. Let's first start with the Northern American view, and we're going to look at this jet stream again, which, of course, is dysfunctional. Here it is, dysfunctional jet stream. You can see there's that little trough that's going to come through that's going to bring us our rain event for Tuesday. Brings a little relief, but other than that, you see no real big troughs in the east. Crazy dysfunctional. This jet stream's going all the way into Greenland. That is just nuts. And yeah, look at the shape of these troughs. This jet stream is extremely dysfunctional. and that means dysfunctional weather at the surface. Let's go look at the upper air now. So we go to the heights, and this pretty much means that we're going to be above normal as we head into September once again. So here we are tomorrow. You see there are your tropical systems, by the way, showing up over there. All right, and this is Danielle. So this is Danielle. No, no, I don't. No, that is Danielle over there. I think that is Danielle. It actually kind of brings it into like Greenland or something. And this would be Earl. Look what it does to Earl. No, this is nuts. But you'll see the east stays in a ridge, which means above normal temperatures. All right. But yeah, this is pretty crazy that it does that. If we go look at the surface here, just so you can see Danielle, look at what it does. It looks like it brings it into Greenland. That's nuts. And then it could bring Earl somewhere else. So maybe the United Kingdom won't get it. We don't know. The miles, like I said, they were kind of all over the place. And what is this here? Oh, that's another storm in the Pacific that I've got to talk about, isn't that? Oh, boy. It just never ends, does it? So I guess we're going to go back to the NHC here. And we've got to look at that next. So, yeah, I forgot. The Pacific, too, we've got a storm that is watching. So if we go to the Eastern Pacific, you could say hello to K. 40 miles an hour, maximum sustained winds, minimum central pressure 1,004 millibars, moving west-northwest at 13 miles an hour. We'll talk about more tomorrow night because, like I said, our plate's pretty full right now. But you can see if we do look at the surface, which I should probably put this down to the CONUS here. So you can see here, this is, wow, it actually explodes this thing. Looks like it tries to make a landfall somewhere in the Baja. And then recurs out to sea. That's insane to see that in that spot. But that's an intense storm right there. So if we go look at the southwestern United States here, which this isn't going to show. I think I got to, yeah. It's not going to quite show it here. But if you look at the extent of the winds here, just for fun, we're going to do this. It's a pretty strong storm right there. And it's even stronger to the south. If I could get a look at it. Into that area, I guess. Eastern Pacific, I guess. Yeah, we'd have to use this. But yeah, that's quite a deep storm that this thing's gonna. It has this thing just exploding. So okay, we're gonna have to watch this one too. This could become a major hurricane. That is quite remarkable. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. But again, if we looked at the northern Atlantic here, you could take a look again at Danielle. There's Danielle. Yeah, it looks like it may try to hit Iceland or something. That's remarkable right there. Really is. But anyway, let's go back to the CONUS view. Let's get off track here. Let's go to the surface map. And take a look and show you what's going to happen here now at the surface. So we have this cold front that's going to be sinking down. Most of the Mars should be dry, but the chance for rain comes on in the evening. You can see it looks like we're going to get some good rains overnight. They could wind up lingering into Wednesday. It depends how fast this front moves through. All right. Then high pressure eventually builds in by Thursday. We should have more fair weather from there into the weekend here. And you can see another chance for rain as we get toward the beginning part of next week. And you can see that high is trying to build in, but again, there's no jet stream to really move anything along, so everything is just in complete disorder right now. So let's go to the temperature anomaly chart here. So we'll see that we're going to be above normal most of this time. Here's tomorrow, above normal. We'll probably be a little bit below normal on Tuesday with the clouds and the rain around, and perhaps Wednesday too. And then we go to near normal on Thursday. And then Friday, we're still near normal. And then we start going above normal by next weekend. Here's Sunday, and then some more heat builds here. It won't be ridiculously hot here. Obviously, the worst the heat stays in the west, though we could have chunks of it break off, and eventually we have to deal with it. But you see, more or less, you see that we are staying above normal. There isn't that much below normal weather in the forecast, unfortunately, for us. So, taking a closer look at our area, let's now go to the HRRR, and we will go and look at the 0Z HRRR and see when the next rain chances will be. Obviously, here we go into tomorrow. You see a few showers overnight. Most of the activity stays to the north. But then as we get toward later in the day, toward the evening, we'll see some of this rain move in. And then we'd have some of these rains actually linger out. So be some, scattered showers around. Showers, though, pretty much lingering throughout much of Tuesday. And they could sit over the same areas for a while. So we might have to watch for this flash flooding risk. But here we are Tuesday night. It's still raining. So this is good news. Total accumulated precipitation. Where these showers sit, you could see over 2 inches of rain. And where everybody else, definitely over an inch. Does seem to have Jersey being dry. So that may be an issue for Jersey. But for Long Island, it looks like it would be plenty of rain. But every model has their unique way of dealing with this rain. Obviously, it's very hard to forecast, especially when it's convective. If we go to the NAM 3, which is the next model we can look at here, and obviously we'll have to use the 18Z for that. You'll see here, again, tomorrow it's mostly dry, and then the rain winds up moving in Tuesday. And the NAM is a lot drier, unfortunately. You can see it doesn't have the rain sitting over us as much, but it does have showers and thunderstorms forming. Total accumulated precip on the NAM, again, depending on where the storms are, you can see over 2 inches. Otherwise, you might see an inch, or in some areas, might see less than an inch. Now, the GFS, which we'll go to next here, we'll just look at the total accumulation. This is a lot more encouraging, the GFS here. Continues to hint, and the rain would continue into the first part of Thursday. So everybody on Long Island gets at least 2 inches there of rain. Some people get 3, maybe even 4 inches, especially in Connecticut. This would be very, very good. And if we look at this, you'll see you get like a little low that forms along the stalled frontal boundary. So as we get into Tuesday, that'll help enhance the precipitation. Here we are Wednesday, still raining. Doesn't really move out until Thursday. So that's really what you need, a good soaking rain for a couple of days to end this ridiculous drought that we're in. But it all depends. The models can always change their mind again. We've seen this happen time and time again. So we'll have to see. But right now, it is looking encouraging, at least with a decent amount of models on board for this rain to occur. So let's go back to the HRRR now, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at our temperatures and humidity in the short run here, and then we'll focus on the longer range. So looking at the dew points here, obviously they're going to be with us. Humidity stays tomorrow. So let's start off with a light westerly wind, then becoming southerly. So there will be sea breezes inland. That means it's still going to probably heat up. Here we are Tuesday. This is when we get into the rain now. And so the winds go southeasterly. You can see that circulation easterly. That means cooler temperatures. You start seeing the lower dew points off to the north. That's that backdoor front. But that is going to take its sweet time coming. So looking at the HRRR here, you'll see here going into tomorrow, stronger breeze. So I think maybe it won't be as hot. There'll be more clouds around. It's just that we did overperform today. All right, so keep that in mind. So maybe it'll be a little cooler tomorrow, but I still think a lot of us are going to get well into the 80s. Then the sea breeze develops, knocks those temperatures down. And then overnight, it stays muggy, but it doesn't drop. It doesn't drop that much, around 70. And then for Tuesday, with all those clouds around, highs may only be in the low to mid 70s with all those clouds and showers around. All right. So let's now go to the GFS model, and we'll go ahead and look at the dew points on that. So here's the GFS. Here we go into Tuesday, and you see that dry air trying to sneak its way in. You see it's like a low pressure system that forms. This would enhance the precipitation. Again, with these above normal water temperatures, could have some tropical characteristics to it. And northeasterly winds, pretty breezy on Wednesday. So this, again, could mean a very cool day, and again, with those showers possibly lingering around. And then Thursday, we finally start getting this thing out of here. The winds go east to northeast. Dew points start dropping. And it'll be comfortable Thursday and Friday. And then as we get to Saturday, still comfortable, but then the humidity eventually does come back Sunday. And then we're dealing with it again on Monday. And then we're dealing with it again next week with this humidity, again, just hanging around. And all the way out to September 20th, we're still going to be dealing with humidity. So enjoy that dry air that we do get for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because then we're going to be back into the humidity again. So let's go take a look at this is because of that little trough in the jet stream. Once that's gone, we're back in the ridge again. So here we go. Wednesday may not make it to 70 even, so it'll be pretty cool. Thursday, mid 70s, and then upper 70s for Friday, nice and cool. Saturday still cool, 70s, and then we start heating it up a little bit on Sunday. Here we are near 80, and then next week we're going to be dealing with more heat again and humidity. So heat, but I see lower temperatures, so that would indicate clouds and showers around. Here we go, though. The next weekend, we start dealing with that heat again. Look at that. Could be 90 on September 18th there. That's pretty crazy. And look at that, September 20th, still 90. So we could have a very hot September, unfortunately, which is not what I want to hear. But the good news is if I put total accumulation on, total precip, we're going to get a decent amount of rain. I hope this verifies. I really do, because if we don't get it, this drought is going to get even worse, and we're going to see more severe consequences like they are seeing out west. We're going to start seeing that here, so you better hope that rain materializes. So next, let's go to the skies. Obviously, here we go. The skies and the GFS, obviously. We're going to see plenty of clouds around tomorrow, mid-high clouds. Tuesday, Wednesday, overcast. Thursday, we start clearing it out later in the day. And then Friday should be a nice day with clear skies. And then Saturday, we'll have to watch again. It was still clear. And then Sunday, we start seeing those clouds roll in. And then you can see you got a front that's just going to kind of sit over us again. And we'd have to wait for that front to move away. Very unusual weather patterns indeed. Let's go to the RGM next. Look at the skies. Obviously, it's a higher resolution sky model, so we can look at that. And tomorrow, you'll see there'll be plenty of clouds around. Partly sunny, veiled sunshine. Maybe similar today, but maybe a little less sun. Then we're socked in Tuesday with the clouds, and then Wednesday probably as well. And then, like I said, Thursday we start trying to clear it out. But we definitely need this rain. I'm glad we're getting it. What can I say? Lastly, let's go look at the Arctic sea ice. And we'll just go to that. And we're going to, I don't remember where it is. Sea ice news and analysis. There, I can remember where they put it because they moved it away. Here we go. There we go. So this is what we have. The latest here. Again, we're not breaking any records this year, but we're still near the bottom. We haven't gotten to the record, but this is the second least amount of ice here. So you can see it's not much, and a lot of it's thin. So you can see a lot of it's thin around here. All right, so it's less ice than we're supposed to have. That's why we see these crazy anomalies going on. But there's also Greenland, too, and we want to talk about that as well, because I have a feeling Greenland is looking a lot worse right now. So here we go. Well, let's see what we got here. Look at the 2022 melt percentage. My gosh, that's through the roof. That is crazy right there. So that's kind of the stuff we're talking about here. It's very concerning, very worrying. This was as of August 1st, so they have an old report up here. Daily melt. This is a lot of melt here going on. So Greenland is losing a lot of ice, and the ice that melts in Greenland, unlike in the Arctic Circle, does raise the sea levels because it's over land. So this is very concerning. And again, this is all due to the climate crisis that we're going through, where this is the result of all these crazy weather patterns, and it's only going to get worse from here. So, it's nothing. There's nothing good to look forward to as we deal with this crazy climate that we're in. But I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.